Good morning and welcome to the virtual village hall. If you're just about to tuck into your breakfast, or if you're a little bit squeamish, then there's a heads up on this session, because today we're going to be talking about worms and we're going to be making our own wormery. So if you're tucking into breakfast, then you might want to come back a little bit later. This video will be saved on the Virtual Village Hall Facebook page for you to watch. If you're a little bit squeamish but love gardening and still want to make some gorgeous compost and some liquid fertiliser to nourish your garden, then you can watch this again, but you can fast forward the wormy bits and get someone else to do that for you. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm just going to pop you down slightly so you can see exactly what's on my table. So this is what we're going to be making our wormery from today. Wormery, or some people call them worm bins. So I've got 3 storage containers, and I did buy them all with a lid, but I'm just going to keep one lid that's going to go on the top. So that's the first thing. Make sure your storage container has a lid for the top. The second thing is make sure that they fit on top of each other rather than inside each other, because if the sides are slanted, then as you put them in, you're going to end up with a gap around the edge, which you don't want, because you don't want the worms crawling out over the side or sort of those odours coming out. So make sure that they all fit on top of one another. So that's the first thing that you need to do. I'm going to be using 9 litre, these are 9 litre storage boxes, but you can go a little bit bigger if you want to. I wouldn't go much smaller than this because you want the worms to have enough room to move around. The first thing that you need to do is to mark on the first 2 boxes, the top 2 boxes, you want to mark out your holes in the bottom. And I'm going to just use a ruler, and I'm going to mark every 5 centimetres or 1 inch. And I'm just doing that with a Sharpie pen. So we want a series of holes . 5 centimetres or 1 inch apart, because these are going to be the holes that the worms will move up and down through your 2 top boxes. And once you've done this on both boxes, you're going to take a drill and a drill bit with a 1/2 centimetre drill bit on it, and you're going to make 1/2 centimetre holes where you've marked all of those holes. So just let me make this safe. I can drill my hole. I want 1/2 centimetre holes on all those marks. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to very briefly put you on mute because this gets quite noisy. There we go. So that's my last hole done. So at this point, you might like to pause it because that's going to take quite a while to do. I would pause the video there, finish off making all the holes in the top 2 layers, and then I'll see you back in a second or 2. So if you're coming back, if you're watching live, we're just making a wormery here, or a worm bin. I've just made some holes in the bottom of the top 2 storage boxes, and then we can start filling it with the compost, our worms, and all of our kitchen scraps. So the first thing that needs to go in is your compost. So by compost, I don't mean soil from the ground. I mean compost from maybe a compost bin that you've already got, or perhaps the compost bags that you buy, or you can, even if you're using some, you can use the compost that you've used in your pots. So that sort of compost, that's the compost we're looking for, not soil. So I'm going to add this, and I need about 8 centimetres or 3 inches depth, and I'm putting this into the top layer. So this is actually compost from my own compost bin. Down. Few more handfuls. Let's have a look. Is that maybe just a couple more, and then that's 3 inches. Lovely. And now it's time to put our worms in. So again, we're not looking in the soil for our worms, so don't be tempted to use just common old garden worms. So these are special composting worms, and I'm just going to come a little bit closer to the camera to show you. So you can take these, if you've already got a compost bin, there's a good chance that you've got these worms in your compost bin working their magic. I actually went up to my compost bin this morning on my allotment and found some for you. And here they are. So they're a special type of worm, a composting worm, often called, I think, under sort of the umbrella of brandling worms, brandling. So you can get them from your own compost bin, or maybe a friend's compost bin, but you can also order them online. So I've got lots in there. And also I noticed that, oh, there we are. Look at that. Gorgeous. And they're going to break down all the kitchen scraps that we're going to add to the box over the next few weeks. So I pop those in to my compost layer. I'm just going to spritz it with a little bit of water because the worms like it nice and damp, not too wet, just nice and damp. And then I'm going to pop, just put that, that could go everywhere if I'm not careful. Just going to sprinkle those worms in. Go, look, one last one going in. Oh no, there's another one. Sit into your new home. And now you can add our kitchen scraps. Just raise up. So in here I've got some lettuce that was just sort of the end of a lettuce that I've just cut up. I've also got some chard leaves, so that can go in. I've got the end of a cucumber, some banana skins to go in there, all lovely stuff. Apple cores, some carrots, potato peelings, that's the core of a pepper. So I just put all of those in. You can put coffee grounds in, I don't know if I said that. Just really any kitchen scraps that you have. But the things to avoid are citrus fruits and also onions, because they can make the environment too acidic for the worms and they won't do their thing. They might actually cause them harm. So that's about a 5 centimetre layer of kitchen scraps I want there. You can also put torn up cardboard in here, torn up newspaper, as long as you don't use glossy paper, sort of from glossy magazines. Any paper, cardboard is absolutely fine. If you want to, at this point as well, you could just put like a layer of hessian or a layer of cardboard on top, just to keep everything nice and snug. Then you pop your lid on. What I didn't say as well, you do just need some holes around the side as well. So just at the top, just those 1/2 centimetre holes. I haven't done this yet. I need to do that. I need to take this all out and start again. You just need those 1/2 centimetre holes all the way around. Again, about 5 centimetres, 1 inch apart from each other. So put your lid on, and those worms are going to work their magic, and they're going to eat up all those scraps, and they're going to produce you some really lovely compost. Now, in a week's time, you can do the same thing. So take the lid off, put more scraps on, probably no more than 5 centimetres, 2.5 inches, 2.5, no, 2 inches at a time. And then when this tub is full up, all you need to do is swap your tubs over like so. You'll be able to use sort of the compost from that. There'll be a good lot of compost already in the bottom of that one that you can use. Just put a little bit of layer of compost in here, another layer of the kitchen scraps, and the worms will work their way up from this layer up through the holes that you made into here, and the whole process starts again. So you may be thinking, well, why have I got this third layer? What happens with that? Well, what happens is the worms also produce a liquid which will run down into this bottom layer, and you can use that as a liquid fertiliser for your plants. So you've got the beautiful rich compost that they make, and also a nutrient rich fertiliser that they make as well. So store your wormery somewhere fairly dark. You don't want it in full sun, and it wants to be kept about room temperature. So a garage is ideal, or a shed, or that sort of thing. Or if you're happy to have it in your home, then that's absolutely fine as well. Just make sure that it doesn't get frozen as well, because that will kill the worms. I think I've covered everything from today. If you do have any questions, then please do drop a comment in the comment box. Ask away, and I will try and answer them. I'll go through afterwards, and I will answer any questions that you have. But I hope that has inspired you to make your own wormery. Get out into the garden. Even if you don't have a garden, even if you've just got some pots, maybe a window box, you can still use the compost and the liquid fertiliser for those pots and window boxes. So thanks so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you have a go. Please do let us know if you have a go. We always love to know what you're up to here on the Virtual Village Hall. So that's me done for Plant and Share Month this month. We've had a really good few sessions. So what have we done? So we've done the wormery, we've done seed papers, and all these sessions you can go back and look on. We've also done a gardener's journal, and the other one we did was another craft one, which was the hand painted watercolour cards that you can give away to friends with your seed papers in. So do go back and have a look at all those sessions on the Virtual Village Hall. They all stay on here. And yes, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.